The old train rumbled down the tracks, cutting through the dense forest under the pale moonlight. Jake, a weary traveler, sat alone in his compartment, his fingers drumming anxiously on the wooden armrest. He was the only passenger in the entire carriage, or so he thought. As the train sped forward, the flickering overhead light cast eerie shadows against the cold metal walls. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels against the tracks was the only sound breaking the suffocating silence. Then, suddenly, the overhead lights dimmed and flickered violently before plunging the compartment into darkness. Jake fumbled for his phone, but before he could switch on the flashlight, a whisper brushed against his ear. "You shouldn't have boarded this train." His breath hitched, his body tensed. Slowly, he turned his head, scanning the darkened cabin. His heart pounded in his chest as he squinted through the dim light filtering from the corridor. There was no one there. The lights flickered back on, and Jake's reflection stared at him from the window. But something was wrong. His reflection wasn't moving in sync with him. His breath caught in his throat as he watched his mirrored self remain motionless, eyes hollow, lips curling into a slow, unnatural grin. A cold chill ran down his spine. He turned to look at the seat opposite him, where he now saw a shadowy figure draped in tattered clothing, staring at him with soulless, glowing eyes. The train screeched loudly, jerking violently, as if warning him to flee. But he couldn't move. He was paralyzed with fear. The air around him grew heavier, suffocating. "This train never stops," it whispered. "And neither will you." Jake's scream never left his lips as the lights cut out again. When the flickering glow returned, the seat across from him was empty. He swallowed hard, his heartbeat hammering in his ears. Then, something cold wrapped around his ankle. Jake jerked his leg back, but an unseen force tightened its grip. The shadows beneath his seat seemed to writhe, dark tendrils slithering up his legs, yanking him downward. He grabbed at the armrest, his nails digging into the worn wood, but his body was being pulled, sinking into the floor as if the train itself was swallowing him whole. He thrashed, kicked, screamed, but no one came. The walls of the compartment began to pulse, the metallic sheen of the train warping into something more organic, like the inside of a living thing. The air stank of rot, of something ancient and hungry. His head was the last thing above the surface when he saw them. Dozens of shadowy figures lining the aisle, their hollow eyes fixed on him. Their mouths stretched open in silent, endless screams as they watched him vanish into the abyss beneath the train. The train rumbled on, the empty seat where Jake once sat now occupied by another figure, one that looked just like him. But its eyes were all wrong. Outside, the forest remained unchanged, the moon casting a pale glow over the tracks that led nowhere. The train never stopped, and neither did its hunger.